Hello, dear pilgrim. Welcome back to my next podcast, Home of Bliss podcast. Thank you for joining me again and for choosing this moment. I mean, out of all of the moments in your day, you chose to listen to me. So I'm very flattered that you are here. So so just slow down, breathe, take a deep breath in and exhale, and just step into a quieter space within yourself to connect that deeper space. So I'm recording this on the evening of the 4th of December. And so this is the start of the full moon. And so, I chose to sit with you tonight. So as if we're beside a fire, somewhere in the mountains, with the flames dancing and the night around us, and this huge full moon in front of us, looking at the full moon. This is the last super full moon of this year, and I don't know if you saw the moon, but she is big and huge. Really such beautiful full moon. And it's so interesting. Every full moon people say, or you hear people saying, it's a time to let go. Let go and set your intentions. But you know what? And it's true, I know. But this full moon just feels so different to all the other full moons. And you know what? And I think it's not as much as letting go. I think here's the truth. How can I say? There's a softness about it. There's a very ancient wisdom. And it's not it's not a thing of, it's not a matter of purging as such. It's more of a releasing, so you are expanding instead of this forceful kind of thing of release. No, it's almost like a mother's whisper, and it feels like I wrote it a little bit earlier, and this is what I came up with, and it's almost like it's whispering this to me, and just like a mother whispering in your ear and saying, everything is okay, my child, come home. Remember who you truly are. I've been whispering to you through this whole year, through the challenges, the changes, the lessons, the seasons, the ups and the downs. And I know you've been listening. But now I'm asking you to listen deeper. Dig deeper. Because you are so much more, and there's so much joy I wish to share with you. So there's something magnetic about this full moon. And this full moon, this time, it falls on a very auspicious, spiritual, potent moment in the Vedic calendar. And there again, it's not about a power that's being loud or being this overbearing, like big thing coming down to you. It's not dramatic. It's not demanding. It's more like it's a threshold, like a doorway or a portal opening and not forcing you to go through it, but it's kind of like inviting you to go through, but leaving the choice to you. So like with everything in life, there's that choice. So they see this also as a time in the Vedic calendar, a time of clarity and purification. But again, not that kind that comes through effort or discipline. And with my members, I actually spoke about this week. So the word of discipline. But so it's a purification through the devotion, and I love that word. And devotion doesn't only mean the rituals or the chanting or lighting incense or the practices, all those things. No. Yes, it can be, but this full moon, this devotion means that turning inwards, turning towards your own heart with that pure sincerity, the gentleness and the curiosity, to actually listen to your heart and just give that space and moment to your heart instead of the mind. The mind's been working overtime this year, definitely. It's like the heart is trying to call us back. So, like questions you can ask yourself. When last did you give yourself a hug? You know, when last did you place your hand on your heart and ask, hello heart, how are you today? Where are you today? And what do you need from me so that you can be happy today? Ask your heart those questions. And this full moon is asking us to spend a little bit more time in the heart. And because the heart is where our essence lives, yes, the mind is the servant. We need to use the mind, yes, but sometimes we use our mind just too much and we forget about the heart. And the heart is where our dharma speaks, that truth, that alignment of where we are, where we need to go to live our truth. It's in the heart space, nowhere else. It's only in the heart. And the more time you spend listening there, the more your life aligns naturally, without force, without pressure, without striving. So you bring the brain and the heart into coherence. You can look at your life, you can see your patterns, you can see your behavior, and you look at it with compassion, kindness, and you are able to look at maybe the choices you've made that you think were not the right choices, but they were, because, they took you on the path where you are now. But if you think they were wrong, you can look back at them and forgive yourself with that compassion that you can find in your heart. The more you are tapping into that heart area. So there's a beautiful saying from Pema Chodron that I love. And yes, it came up today and I think I'm going to share it with you. And the saying goes as follows. No matter what comes along, we're always standing at the center of the world, in the middle of sacred space. Everything that comes into this circle with us has come to teach us what we need to know. Life's work is to wake up, to let the things that enter the circle wake us up rather than put us to sleep. So again, the more you spend time with the heart, the more you are able to look at these things with this kind of perception. Instead of looking back and judging us, or in that sense judging other people, but look at your path as with clarity and compassion. So let this full moon, this ancient wisdom mothering moon, wake you up gently. Let it show you the patterns that you are ready to release. Let it soften your relationship with yourself and others. And let it remind you that forgiveness is a form of devotion too. So as we stand at the threshold of this year's end, I think this is my fourth last podcast of 2025. And as I'm looking at the clock now, it's 22 minutes past 10. So it's 2222. Interesting. 4 twos, which gives us 8, and that's the completion, infinity sign. So there we go. Sorry, now I forgot my train of thought. But as we stand at the threshold of this year's end, let the moonlight touch every part of you that's tired, hopeful, overwhelmed, or quietly blossoming. Remember, we are not becoming, we are already being. We just need to remember. Peel the layers of the onion and remember. Yes, so before we close, and as this newsletter, I've been speaking a lot about moving closer to the heart, listening to the call, and speaking to your heart. So I would like to invite you and actually introduce you to my next retreat. The next retreat, this is for next year. But you know, and I thought to myself, wow, next year so far away. But it's about a month and a half away, so it's not that far away. This is happening of that weekend, the 22nd to the 25th of January 2026, next year, McGregor. So it's called the Harmony of the Heart. So it's an invitation to sit with your inner world, with your heart, the time to reflect, that inner spaciousness, that softness, that gentleness, the tenderness, and the presence of your heart. So just to give you a little bit of an overview, we actually start, unlike other retreats that normally start on a Friday, I thought that this needs to be a little bit more of a breathing space. So we are going to start on the Thursday evening with a welcoming dinner. So just a very soft landing into the retreat, so you're not rushing, you have time to really slow down. And then the next evening we'll have a cacao ceremony, and so the weekend will include a cacao ceremony, sound journeys, yoga flow, meditations, reflections, nourishment, community, and time for you to integrate it all. So it's a true weaving of your heart and your soul, reconnecting to that alignment. So in January, when the new year has just started, when everybody's starting to rush, this is a beautiful time for you to just return to that intentions and to a relaxed state before we really dive into the whole new year. So if you're feeling the call, please reach out. I have accommodation, how can I say, to book your accommodation, because this retreat is excluding accommodation. So to book your accommodation, please contact me so we can arrange that, and I can tell you a little bit more of that. So that's for the retreat, about middle of January. And then just also a quick reminder for Christmas, if you are a person that do like to give someone with a gift and you haven't done it yet, or you don't know what to do or what to give, remember, Home of Bliss, we do have vouchers, we have vouchers that are available. So, you can use the vouchers towards massages, retreats, sound therapy sessions, sound baths, all the different offerings that we do have. So that's just two things, the kind of like house rules, what do you call it? A little bit of admin. But anyway, as this full moon rises and she's busy shining, pouring her energy onto this earth, may you find moments to sit quietly with yourself, reflect, and you know what, even if you're just being aware of what is going on, not just, how can I say, not just in the material world, but spiritually, in the unseen world, what's happening there. So may this moon, this beautiful full moon, remind you that you are being held, you are guided, you are never alone, and that this threshold lead you gently in all that's waiting for you, remembering who you are. So thank you for being here, my dear pilgrim, and until next time, next week, with lots of love, Thomas. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.